I live in California, and our governor is Gavin Newsom in California. And during the lockdowns, he's up there on TV. He's got his mask on. He's telling everybody, you have to stay in your homes. You can't leave. You've got to, And at the same time, he's literally having donor parties at the French Laundry, which is $1,000 a plate. And nobody has masks on. And they're all, and it's just all the elites just kind of laughing at the people. Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're getting bolder because they're getting away with it. No, there's no accountability, and so they keep pushing the bar, pushing the Overton window to like see how far they can get away with stuff, and it's it's a disservice to America. It's spitting in the face of Americans, right? Like hardworking Americans that want to, they expect the system to work a certain way, and then they see this and they're like, I don't understand what's going on.
How much of these? You mentioned George Floyd, and you mentioned your esteemed governor having dinner at the French Laundry and seemingly not caring that they're taking snapshots of this. So he's like, he probably didn't think about it, but he also's like, I'm the governor. They can't do anything to me. But I feel like the lockdowns really sort of amplified and turbocharged this us versus them thing, because the entire laptop class was imposing all of this stuff on working people, deciding that certain working people were allowed to work because they needed that Uber Eats guy to come to their front door. But if you were the wrong person in the working class, they're like, I don't care if you have a job.
Yeah.
Your job's not essential. So do you feel like this rigging of the system thing has really exploded with the lockdowns?
100%. I have a friend that owns a hair salon, right? And he was locked down, and all of his people were basically, laid off essentially for a period of time. And then when they finally let him reopen, the regulations that he was, restricted, it was almost like he couldn't even really be in business. And, he almost lost his business. And I have a number of friends like that own gyms or own flower shops or whatever that didn't seem necessary or whatever. But in the end, in hindsight, we all realized that was ridiculous. We know that there was other states that didn't do that, and California was just draconian. I mean, in my town, they were literally arresting people for sitting in their cars with the windows up watching the sunset. Like, old people were like watching the sunset, and the cops are banging on their door like, you need to go home and get in sheltering. And it's like, how are you going to get COVID through my closed window outdoors? It was ridiculous, right? And they were arresting people for paddle boarding out in the water all by themselves. I mean, it's just the hypocrisy of the whole thing. And I think you're right. It just really like showed people how disparaged and rigged the system was, that certain groups of people get a free pass and other groups of people have the law overly applied to them, right? There's also that level. Like, it's like some groups of people get really subjected to over policing and over legal procedures, and then other people do the exact same thing, and it's like, well, we'll just talk about something else today. It's no big deal.